Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Earlier in this year, Homer Simpson got inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. And what happened was they made a special show about it that aired on Fox Sports 1 called Springfield of Dreams, The Legend of Homer Simpson. And what happened was it aired on Fox on the 22nd of October. That was the last day of my vacation on a Sunday. I was supposed to go back to work the next day. And they had football on, and then it was right after that. It was in the afternoon. Like, it was supposed to be on 4 in the afternoon, right? Well, anyways, I was a little tired. I didn't think it was going to be on because football, and usually football preempts everything on Fox, stuff like that. Like, a lot of times, if you see Bob's Burgers at 7 o'clock, there's a good chance that it ain't going to be on because of football. So I thought, I'm going to go to take a nap. I got up, I turned on the TV about 4:22, and saw Homer Simpson show was on. I was like, crap. And it was right at the part where Bob Costas was talking about having pink eye. And I said, well, that's real shot to hell, so I turned to something else. Kind of like watching a show when it's in progress, something like, especially when it's like over 20 minutes over. And I forgot about it. Oh, Maggie. And I was checking up. I missed some shows on Fox last Sunday. And I was on demand. I was checking for The Simpsons, and all of a sudden, I saw 2 pictures of The Simpsons. I went on the Homer Simpson one first, and I saw it was Springfield Dreams. Cool. Because I thought it was on Fox Sports Net, because I forgot all about the show. I said, oh, cool, I finally get to see it. And I saw it Saturday night around 10 o'clock. And I want to do a review of it now. What it revolves around is, well, it ends up, talking about Homer Simpson being inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame. But what it starts out as being, it revolves around the episode Homer at the Bat, the classic 1992 episode, which is, they talk about Wonder Bat, how Wonder Bat was created and stuff. Very reminiscent. It was like a parody of the movie The Natural, the great Robert Redford movie. And they even talk about when lightning struck the tree and a piece of wood came down. Robert Redford made a bat, and Homer Simpson made a bat too, Wonder Bat. And it's about kind of like The Natural. And there was a handful of baseball movies I've seen. I saw that. I remember seeing Bull Durham. Of course, all 3 of the Major League movies. I might see some other. I can't remember right now. I never saw Field of Dreams though. I never saw that. Cause there were so many movies. Even when I was in the Army, I didn't see a whole. There was some that fell through the cracks. I probably should see Field of Dreams. It's supposed to be really good, from what I heard. Well, anyways, they talk about the episode, and it's like, and they have commentary from Bob Costas, George Will, which was really cool seeing. Neil deGrasse Tyson was in this. Jose Canseco, and there's a bunch of famous baseball players. For Montgomery Burns, not George Burns. Mr. Burns he wanted to win this thing because they were talking about the thing between Shelbyville and Springfield. And then Shelbyville and Springfield made a bet for $1 million to see who's going to win the baseball game, the main baseball game, leading up to, the big game. And what Mr. Burns' thing was to cheat, get a whole bunch of ringers like Darryl Strawberry and Jose Canseco and Roger Clemens, all these famous baseball players at the time. And this is also very nostalgic for 1992, the very early 90s. Not as nostalgic as the 80s was, like Stranger Things, but very nostalgic for that, this show too. And they were going to play in the baseball game. Of course, they were going to win. Of course. And, and a lot of the other baseball players who were real, legit players like Lenny and Carl and all of them, they were put on the back burner. And a whole bunch of stuff happened. I saw the episode. It's a great episode. But it's just like talking about that with humorous commentary from a bunch of people. The famous baseball players, and other people too. And then leading up to talking about Homer Simpson getting inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I finally got to see it because I forgot all about it, you know. Because when I saw it, I said, boy, that'd make a cool review. And then, Maggie. And then, like I said, I took a nap and got up. And that was it. I figured it was one of the things they probably never rebroadcast again. But it was cool. Jim Cramer was in there. And some people you might not expect to be in there. Russell Brand has a little part in there. It was very entertaining. A very fun-filled little special. An hour long. Bob Uecker was in there, too, talking. And, you know, about baseball and the Simpsons and just, like, the culture back in the 90s. They mentioned Crystal Pepsi. The real Crystal Pepsi, not that stuff we have now that doesn't taste anything like the original Crystal Pepsi back in 92. And I really enjoyed that show. I give it a full-on 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. If you can find it, I would definitely recommend. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, I definitely recommend it because I remember The Simpsons was one of the flagship shows for Fox. Because Fox came about in either 86 or 87, and then, you know, we didn't have cable, and it was like, they made jokes about this on Married with Children. They said rabbit ears, it was like a VH1 or VHF channel or something like that. Where only like some channels that didn't have like really good reception would have Fox programming on. And they had Married with Children at the time. They had to show Werewolf, which I finally got to see some episodes of Dad and I. And my dad says it's just like The Fugitive. And I don't know, we watched some episodes. I don't think he was too keen on it when he was still alive, but it doesn't matter now. They had the Tracy Ullman show. I saw more of the Fox when I was in Germany. You know, Married with Children and then Tracy Ullman. And Tracy Ullman had the Simpson cartoons in it. And I saw like the very first full-length Simpsons cartoon there. And then when I got home, I started watching The Simpsons full-time and Married with Children and stuff like that. It's one of their flagship shows, along with 21 Jump Street, which I only saw like one episode of. And that was a hit show too. And then, you know, but it was really cool they made it. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend, and you don't have to like baseball to enjoy the thing, but it's a lot of fun. Even if he was still alive, my dad hated The Simpsons. He might even liked it. Maybe. I think he might have just enjoyed like the clips of classic baseball and stuff like that. They even go back to like talk about George, Mr. Burns, Montgomery Burns, knowledge of old baseball players, and they're all like real. I thought he made some of those up, and they had like a baseball historian showing like classic clips of these baseball players from the 20s. It was really interesting, fascinating too. I think you'll really enjoy the show. So if you're able to see it, I highly recommend especially if you're a Simpsons fan or a baseball fan, it don't matter. Springfield Dreams, The Legend of Homer Simpson. You know, so until next time, buddy, please take care of my Legion, a full-on 10 out of 10. Maggie, what's wrong, honey? Here's my Maggie. Come on now. You want to be on the camera? Come on. Oh, here's Maggie. Hi, Maggie. Hey, watch The Simpsons. And then when you see Homer Simpson, he goes, go. Maggie, that funny? I love you. Now she's going to be mad at me. I held her. She don't like being held. All right, take care.